Alrighty. I don't know if it needs to be said, repeated, or what, but it is super important to wear your PPE when playing in chemicals. So, get you some good gloves. Keep your skin out of this stuff. This is glyphosate, 41% from Chemical Warehouse. Chemical Warehouse is my go-to on majority of all herbicides. So what we're going to mix here today, I got a free bucket. I'm going to mix me 2 ounces of glyphosate in almost a gallon. I don't have a full gallon. I normally put about 3 ounces. I always shake everything. I normally put about 3 ounces per gallon when I'm spraying, unless it's something like common Bermuda, and I might get a little heavier. Okay, so I got me 2 ounces of glyphosate. That's water. Put a little water in there, just like if you were putting it in your tank. Put a little water, then your chemical. Then I'm gonna rinse and rinse and rinse in case I use this for something else. Alright. That ought to be good enough agitation. Now let's go to the plant. One thing I will say today, I'm going to use something really similar to glove and glove method. A lot of people will put on a good glove like this, a cotton glove over the top, and dip their hands in here and put on the plant. It's super windy here lately. So I'm not going to use a sprayer that when I crack the sprayer, it goes and blows glyphosate all over my beautiful Artimuss Fescue. So I'm going to use old blue paper towel, and I'm going to use something similar to glove and glove method, except for I'm using that paper towel. You could also use like a sponge. If I had an old sponge, I could use a sponge. But I got plenty of blue shop towels. That's what we're going to use today. So let's go get started. Alright, so today is March 30th. And we're going to go after some Poa Triv. Poa Triv looks awful, especially in some dark, beautiful fescue. Artimuss out here is looking pretty good. Keep in mind, I will put a link in the description that you can save 10% on Artimuss now. Alright, you can see that's how ugly Poa Triv is in tall turf type fescue. So if you got a dark fescue and you see something like this, it's ugly, more than likely it's triv. And the surefire way to get rid of it is going to be this glyphosate mix. You want to go on the outside of that plant. Don't just hit the middle. You want to make sure you get the whole entire plant. So I will take out a little bit of fescue, but at least I will kill the plant and the roots. You could pull this by hand. I have pulled it by hand. It comes out extremely easy, but the problem is if you don't get all the root system, it will just come back and it will look like a hairy butthole. I will insert a picture here. I've flagged my couple spots. The triv is lime green. The triv has a rubbery texture, and if I was to grab this, I could pull it out right now with ease. It has a very shitty root system, but it branches out. That way, if you don't get all the roots, guess what? It's going to be back next season. The other thing right quick I'll tell you about triv is, if you do nothing with it, it's going to check out. Once the temperatures get up, it will go dormant. It will lay dormant. You'll forget about it, and then come about November-ish, it will jump back about this big, and you'll go, oh God, that grass seed that was supposed to be 0-0 is tainted. No, triv is in the ground. If you're buying 0-0, a good blue tag, very unlikely to be tainted with triv. So anyway, that's what we're going to do. We're not going to get glyphosate on our fescue. Gonna keep from making a mess, but we are definitely gonna get it all over the triv. And like I say, I am gonna have to get out. I am gonna have to get a little bit of outbound of the fescue. You can use a backpack sprayer if you desire, but like I say, the problem with the backpack sprayer is you cannot control whenever you open that. When you crack the handle on the backpack sprayer, you cannot control where it's going. Like right now, you can see I'm flipping a couple drops of glyphosate out that way. So I will not rub the plant anymore. I'm just gonna give her the juice. I want to get on the outsides. I hate to take out some of that fescue, but we got to get rid of the triv. Now don't go touching and don't go dripping. Where you don't want to kill. They do make a really nice sponge applicator that would be pretty nice for this too. It's in a tube, got glyphosate in a tube, and you basically pop it on the ground and the sponge releases the glyphosate. The only thing about that is if you're not careful, you go walking across the yard and it can be dripping everywhere. So now what I'll do is once this is dead, you have the option to come in here and seed. You could honestly seed here in about an hour once this is dry, but I'm gonna let it do its thing, and then I'm gonna come back with my new sod cutter. I've got a Bobcat SC24H, the hydrostatic driven bad boy, 24 inches wide, because most of your sod is 24 inches wide if you go by sod. All right, so hopefully we're on the outside of the boundaries of that. And it's another reason I only went 2 ounces with the glyphosate, is because I'm getting a lot of carrier on here. So all righty. That is step one. We'll let her die out. We'll come in with the sod cutter, get a clean piece of sod from the edge where I've been growing extra Artimuss, basically. That way I can use it. Anytime I cut out a flower bed, I'll cut that sod and save it, because once the fescue is mature, it is of high value. Once it's become mature, I used to think years ago, oh, I can just seed everything. I'm good at getting it to germinate. But once it reaches maturity, it makes it through the summer better. It makes it through the drought better. It makes it through disease better. So let the turf mature. Hopefully this helps someone. Step one of Poa Triv control. Surefire way of doing it. There is some, selectives out there. You have to wait. Timing has to be specific. Temperature has to be specific. This right here, I'm gonna get after it. I'm tired of looking at it. All right, let's show off some stripes while we're out here walking. Peter.